Hello everyone, it's Nick Lawson with cdc-takecharge software, and today we are starting a new session at our blog on creating a MagicCube application in Alpha Software. Now we just completed our lesson on creating a Sudoku puzzle solver, and if you love the Sudoku game, you might want to go see that because it's a great little application and it was fun to write, and also it's fun to play. Now let's look at our cube. We're just in the early development stages, so this is a first blush of how everything will look on the screen. Starting in the upper left corner, we have the typical navigation controls for a MagicCube. Um, and the proper notation the way it's usually explained on the internet. Here we have the different faces of our cube as if the cube was flipped up, and the only thing you have to be aware of is that the back matches this back corner, matches that corner, this back corner matches this corner, um, and so forth and so on. So you have to be aware of how everything links up on the cube. Um, and then of course your blue and your green, your white and your orange and your red and your typical colors. Over here we have game controls. Now we can take and mess up our cube by clicking various controls. Alright, and then we can say, well, I can try to solve it, or I just want to start over because I don't like the way that looks. We have a reset cube. So you click it and it brings the cube back to its original state. Now that's important because also over here we have a cell color picker. If you have a real cube uh, in your hands and you've mixed it all up and you can't solve it, well, we created this so that we can reset those values on here and then use the computer to help you identify what moves need to be made to solve the puzzle. For example, I could take and put blue here and white here, and then try different moves on a computer to get these two values to switch back to the right place. Once I know what to do, I can solve it on my real computer or my real cube. Now, actually, I don't believe that these are legitimate values that would ever show up on a real world cube. So this would become unsolvable. That's where this is important, because now when you take and reset it, it puts it back in a position where the cube is in the original state out of the box. Okay, next we have a create computer puzzle. Here you simply click the button and it goes through and it scrambles the cube for you. Alright, there you go. Not too fancy, but solvable. Now, to solve the cube, we can let the computer do it, and we slowed it down so that you can see the moves. That way the user can figure out and see what's happening on the screen to help them do it in the real world. And almost done. There you go. It's solved. Pop up a little message box. Here we have a solve your own cube, which that code is not written yet, and I'm actually haven't decided if I'm going to take and do that or not. I think it might be more beneficial to take and show the most typical type moves you need to solve the cube, whether you're doing the first layer, second layer, the back T, or a cross, and as a person practices those moves, they'll get to identify on the real cube what they need to do. I think that's better, because why have a cube that needs to be solved if the computer's going to do all the work for you? So this may go away. And then we have a step-by-step solution where as the person is practicing on their real cube, the computer will step through and allow them to pause it and click to go to each next step so that they can analyze what's happening. So that's pretty much it. Now, we can take and run this scramble again, and then without using the answer that's over here, we can view it if we want. And then we would just go right down from top to bottom to solve the cube. Or we can say, you know what, I want to figure it out on my own. So what I'm going to do is do that. It just takes a minute. And here we go. Now you may notice that all I'm actually doing is clicking 4 of the moves. Left, right, front, and back counterclockwise. Left, right, front, back counterclockwise. It's done. That's because the scramble that I have in here right now, it's hard coded, and that's all it's doing is it's moving left, right, front, and back counterclockwise. Um, if you do that enough times, the cube will resolve itself. The computer doesn't need to be involved except for the fact that it's creating the simulation that make it appear as if the cube is turning. So what are we going to learn in this blog? We're going to learn about hotspots. We're going to learn about displaying list values in various orders. We're going to learn about changing color attributes and using variables. Um, we're going to learn about recording keystrokes. Those are the things that this session will teach us, all of which are very valuable in designing an alpha software business application. So, we can't show all this code in this short video, but if you come on over to our blog, which is at cdc-takecharge.wordpress.com, and follow along, I think you're going to find some very useful and interesting information about programming. Thanks again for your time. Have a great day, and we hope to see you over at the blog.